7, 6, 5.
Middle Eastern nations are trying to help after the most recent ISIS beheading. Will Hillary Clinton be running in the 2016 presidential election? We have the details. Pirates fans had the opportunity to see something that hasn't happened in 35 years. Find out what's coming up on RMU Live. Good afternoon and welcome back to RMU Live for Monday, September 15th, 2014. I'm Hannah Smith.
And I'm Victoria Lomax. Here's what's happening now.
First, it was college fashions that students were buzzing about. Now, reporter Audrey Gardner has what RMU students are yakking about now.
Since its activation in March of 2014, Yik has become one of the leading sources for college entertainment, created by Furman University graduates Brooks Buffington and Tyler Drool. Becoming the leading source for entertainment, the app helps students keep up to date on what's going on their campuses.
I thought it was just another form of social media, really.
I went down to Pitt to see one of my friends there, and he said, that was the whole craze at Pitt. That's how I knew things were going on. So when I came back here, I checked it out and downloaded the app.
My first impression of it was that it was a good idea, but a bad idea because it's going to start a whole lot of drama.
Yik allows students to view what's happening within a 1.5-mile radius and has a maximum of 200 characters for text, but has also stirred up some controversy since making its debut. Despite the app being anonymous, students still find themselves being targeted.
People can really post whatever they want, right?
Just kind of like the anonymous text from people. You have no idea who's saying what. You have no idea who it came from. So it's pretty interesting to see what they have to say.
Cyberbullying has rapidly increased over the last several years since the growth of social media and internet access, and Yik has found itself on that list. Keep in mind while posting, there's always someone watching. Reporting outside the Nicholson Center, I'm Audrey Gardner, RMU Century Media.
Thanks, Audrey. If you find students abusing the app or catch someone in the act, report it to Student Life at 412-397-4346.
Earlier today, authorities reported that a man lying in the road was struck and killed by a moving vehicle. The accident happened shortly after 1:40 a.m. in front of Youth High School in Sewickley Township. The victim, who was identified by state police to be 54-year-old David Petter, was lying in the northbound lane of Lober Road when he was hit.
Emergency crews were called out at approximately 7 a.m. to the scene of a school bus accident in Armstrong County this morning. The accident occurred along State Route 268 in Sugar Creek Township. It's unknown if there were injuries reported or if there are any students on the bus at the time of the accident.
Saturday, the RMU Soul Center got a healthy makeover as the arena was filled with vendors from around the area for the Healthy Food and Wellness Expo. More of the story is Delaney Hassel.
Last Saturday, the What's on Your Plate Healthy Foods and Wellness Expo was held here at Robert Morris University Soul Center. RMU junior Bobby Catley was the expo event coordinator. Let's take a look inside. The event, sponsored by the Pittsburgh Penguins and Post-Gazette, had over 85 local vendors in the crowded arena. The Giant Eagle Market District held live cooking demonstrations to show how to whip up some delicious healthy meals. Zumba fitness instructors showed their moves and how to keep fit by dancing. Among the vendors were free samples of healthy food options, makeup and skincare, and free fitness evaluations. Catley wanted to get involved with the community and get people to live healthier lifestyles.
I think that in general that people need to eat better and learn about how to take care of themselves and stuff like that. And it's just a pressing issue right now, and it is very easy to get money for these types of things, and also it's easy to get people on board for these types of things just because of how important it is to our country right now.
Although healthy living is an important aspect, Catley said that was not his main goal.
Just to encourage people to buy and shop local, I think is probably one of the more prevalent themes as well. These are all local businesses and organizations, and it's important for people to realize that it's much better to buy fresh produce and stuff like that and support your local businesses instead of going to a place like Walmart even. I think that's just to promote that kind of understanding. and then also to encourage people to eat healthy and, you know, get fit and stuff like that.
From inside the Soul Center, I'm Delaney Hassel, RMU-TV Media.
This was the second year for the Health Expo. Cat Lee has a track record for community service on healthy eating and supporting local businesses. For more on his story, visit RMU-CenturyMedia.com.
Monday morning, crews were called out to a massive water main break in Connellsville. Reports say the break is causing damage to the road and sidewalk around 100 block of Apple Street. Neighboring businesses could soon be threatened.
The Pennsylvania State Trooper, who was injured when a gunman ambushed him and killed another trooper, is talking for the first time after undergoing surgery. Trooper Alex Douglas is said to be given an interview to provide further information on the ambush that happened around 10:50 p.m. Friday. State Police spokesman Trooper Tom Kelly stated that police are getting a larger number of tips on the attack and are furthermore keeping details of the investigation quiet to preserve the integrity of leads.
Coming up next, our own Eddie Sheehy talks to students about their opinion on the Ray Rice situation.
Plus, is Hillary Clinton running for presidency in 2016? And the respiratory virus sweeping the nation just hit more areas of the U.S. More next.
And we can see outside right now, outside the studio, beautiful weather conditions. Are we going to see rain and also warmer temperatures? I'll have my full forecast coming up.
Coming up after the break, we're going to take a look at the Ray Rice situation and how that whole story has panned out over the past week, as well as RMU students' reactions to the situation. We'll be right back.
These boys are my heroes. They come every week to spend time with my children.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
They can teach them something no one else can.
Wisconsin.
They're role models to the children, and homework comes way before sports. Their grades have improved, and their lives are just a bit richer. What they do for my kids is truly wonderful.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
I call them my lifeline.
Of course, I am here with Romo. How are you doing today, Romo? Great. All right, so Romo, just a few questions. How do you think the game is going right now for the Colonials? All right, on top of that, like, what do you think about the play of Paul Jones and his defense just demolishing Morgan State right now? All right, well, you heard it here first. Romo with his insight to the game. Back to you guys.
Be sure to tune in to Colonial Sports Center every Thursday, 9:30 p.m. on RMU-CenturyMedia.com and Channel 98 around the Moon Township area.
Welcome back to RMU Live. The Ray Rice controversy in the elevator is stirring up many opinions. Our own Eddie Sheehy took to the RMU campus to hear your thoughts.
It's been a week since TMZ first released a video of Baltimore Ravens running back Ray Rice punching and subsequently knocking out his girlfriend in an elevator. But in this past week, anger has turned into a much more important conversation on domestic abuse in the NFL. Sparking a trend on Twitter known as #WhyIStayed, the issue became even more heated when Rice's wife, Janae Palmer, took to Instagram defending herself and her husband, saying, quote, "No one knows the pain that the media and unwanted opinions from the public has caused my family. To make us relive a moment in our lives that we regret every day is a horrible thing," end quote. Palmer's reaction to the incident has been almost as controversial as the actions themselves, adding more fuel to this already heated situation.
I think that she made the wrong decision because no girl should be a victim to domestic violence, and she shouldn't have married him because if he hits her once, there's a more likely chance that he'll do it again.
I don't think she should be angry. I think that she shouldn't have married him after
she got knocked out by him, and that's her own problem to deal with now.
Seeing as they got married afterwards, she must have forgiven him, because I don't think anybody would stay in a relationship after said event happens and they both go their separate ways after their differences come out.
One of the most vocal people against Ray Rice and his actions has been ESPN reporter Hannah Storm, who over the weekend asked the tough questions on her ESPN Sports Center broadcast with a teary-eyed and sentimental call to action to the NFL.
What exactly does zero tolerance mean to the NFL? What does it mean to the coaches, the GMs, the owners? What about the NFLPA? Will the NFL, in all its power, take the lead on the issue of domestic violence?
Since this story first broke, Rice was cut by the Baltimore Ravens and has been put on indefinite suspension by the NFL. The NFL, however, has remained pretty quiet on the entire situation. We will keep you updated as this story progresses. Reporting outside the Nicholson building, I'm Eddie Sheehy for RMU Live.
In an update to the Ray Rice story, he will be appealing his indefinite suspension from the NFL. If you know somebody that is dealing with domestic violence, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE.
22-year-old Delisha Salter of Wilkinsburg is being charged with endangering the welfare of a child after police were tipped off to find a child with head and facial injuries. Salter told police an ex-boyfriend pushed a flat-screen TV on top of the 11-year-old. The little boy was taken to Children's Hospital and was treated for bruising and bleeding wounds.
Hillary Clinton supporters may soon have news to be excited about. The former Secretary of State teased that she will make her presidential decision around the 1st of 2015. Clinton said she will have to be convinced of having a clear vision with an agenda to carry out in order for her to run.
Enterovirus 68 has been sending children across the nation to hospitals and now has reached the northeastern states. 21 states have now been affected by the virus, including Connecticut and New York. Both states are working with the Centers for Disease Control to confirm the cases. On Sunday, police reported a man was stabbed twice in the arm in Indiana County across from the Indiana University of Pennsylvania campus. 21-year-old Giovanni Brown was in the parking lot of a pizza shop where he was arguing with several men in a car. The driver stabbed Brown in the arm and then drove away. Brown is now recovering at Allegheny General Hospital, and it is unconfirmed if he is a student attending the university.
The unrest in ISIS continued over the weekend with the beheading of a British worker and threats on the life of another hostage from the United Kingdom. CNN reporter Avery Spencer has more with the story.
After the execution of British aid worker David Haynes, and despite threats the killings would continue, the UK has vowed to continue to fight ISIS.
We have to confront this menace. Step by step, we must drive back, dismantle, and ultimately destroy ISIL and what it stands for.
Both the United States and Britain have said destroying ISIS is not something they can do alone. Analysts say Arab countries will be an important component in any coalition. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry spent the last week meeting with regional leaders. He tells CBS's Face the Nation Middle East countries are willing to join the fight against ISIS. He says it's not appropriate to start announcing what roles they'll play. But ISIS isn't necessarily every nation's number one concern.
Everyone in this coalition does hate ISIS and would be happy to see them go away. But it's not clear, for example, that the Iraqi Sunnis still are more concerned about ISIS than they are about Baghdad. It's not clear that the Saudis are more concerned about ISIS than they are about Iran. So this will be a very, very interesting coalition to try to hold together.
Analysts say ISIS might try to recruit other extremists by framing any anti-ISIS alliance as a war against Muslims. For that reason, Egypt and Saudi Arabia in particular may be key to combating ISIS ideology. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
World leaders are continuing work to come up with solutions to combat ISIS.
Coming up next in sports, we have the latest on Adrian Peterson's saga. Details are still coming out about the health status of his son and if he will play next Sunday. Plus, the Pirates achieved something that hasn't been done in Pittsburgh since 1979, the last year they won the World Series.
And take a look behind me again. Beautiful conditions. I have a chance of rain in my forecast and also warmer weather. Stay tuned.
These boys are my heroes. They come every week to spend time with my children.
There you go.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
They can teach them something no one else can.
Wisconsin.
They're role models to the children, and homework comes way before sports. Their grades have improved, and their lives are just a bit richer.
Okay.
What they do for my kids is truly wonderful.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
I call them my lifeline.
People don't realize how quickly you can end up on the street. One thing happens in your life, medical bills you can't pay, you lose your job, and that's it.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
We went to DC to work with the homeless. They sell a newspaper called Street Sense. Thought I'd help.
But if you want to give more, you can.
This person came up to me and said, "Get a job." And for 2 hours, I felt what it was like to be homeless.
Good morning. $1 help.
Some of the other students said, "How can we change this?" And I said, "Sometimes you can't change the world, but you may be able to change one person's world." My dream? Open a psych clinic for people on the street.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
Welcome back to RMU Live. I'm Kristen Kula with this week's sports wrap-up. It was another big weekend in the NFL. The Minnesota Vikings hosted the New England Patriots Sunday. During the opening drive of the game, Matt Kessel found a wide-open Matt Azita, who ran it for a 25-yard touchdown, and the Vikings put him ahead early. But that would be the only scoring opportunity for the Vikings during the game. The Patriots answered back in the second quarter with an interception, which led to the touchdown. The Patriots went on to defeat the Vikings with a final score of 30-7. But the negative events off the field overshadowed Sunday's game. Running back Adrian Peterson was deactivated by the Vikings Saturday night after being arrested for beating his 4-year-old son. Photo evidence showed 10 to 14 welts on Peterson's legs. This isn't the first time Peterson was involved in an abuse of a child, after last year's incident of the mother's boyfriends beating Peterson's baby to death. There is no word on Peterson's status with the Vikings in the NFL. He posted his $15,000 bail Saturday night. In baseball news, for the first time in 35 years, Pirates fans had the opportunity to witness a triple play at home. Yesterday, the Pittsburgh Pirates hosted the Chicago Cubs at PNC Park, and at the top of the fourth inning, third baseman Josh Harrison astonishingly caught a bounce ball, tagged third, immediately threw to Walker at second, who then threw it to first baseman Adrian Lambeau, resulting in the triple play. The Pirates made a comeback to win the game 7-3 and took 2 games of a 3-game series. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have now for sports. Now over the weather with Jordan.
Thanks, Kristen. Take a look behind me. We can see beautiful conditions. Nothing on radar currently going on. We should see clear and quiet conditions. And take a look at the temperature map, or today's map. We can see behind me and clear conditions. And we should continue to see clear conditions for the rest of the day. For Monday's outlook, we should see sunny skies for Pittsburgh, Washington, Morgantown, Deep Creek, Greensburg, Indiana. Everyone should see clear skies. And take a look at the 5-day forecast. And we can see for today, high of 65 with a low of 50. For tomorrow, overnight, there's going to be a chance of showers. I think it's going to be very north of Pittsburgh. It's going to be along the Erie I-80 corridor. And then AM showers should clear out the afternoon. For Wednesday, 67.45 is the low. For Thursday, high of 65. But look at Friday, we can see high of 70. Temperatures are going to get very warm by this weekend, and it's going to be very nice throughout the rest of your week. For all the latest weather information, you can follow me on Twitter at Jordan Morley TV, and I have my latest graphics and forecasts posted every day. Now back to the news desk.
Thanks, Jordan and Kristen. Now make sure you tune in next week. We will have coverage of the brand new School of Nursing and Health Sciences. It's absolutely been long awaited.
It has been long awaited. And from all of us here at RMU Live, I'm Victoria Lomax.
And I'm Hannah Smith. We'll see you next time.
Come on up.